Hi, not vlog. So today I decided that it would be good to film, that's better. Basically just wanted to make a quick video sitting down chatting about what it's like to live on campus at UBC in Orchard Commons during the pandemic, because I've been getting a few messages on Instagram here and there of people moving in this coming term 2, that have a few questions because it's a very confusing time, and I thought I would just answer them while I sew my stuffed animal together because he has a hole in his arm. And I feel like I couldn't find a lot of videos of people just talking openly about living first year, and if I did, it was a very different experience. So hopefully this video gets to you and it might make you feel a little bit more prepared, confident, and less intimidated going into your first year. This might just make you feel a little bit better. I think I'm gonna go into the details of like what the cafeteria is like, the rules, a few COVID guidelines, and what it's like to make friends, etc. This is being filmed in late December 2020, so if you're moving in mid-January, the rules could change for term 2. Keep that in mind, but I'm just gonna be talking about what I know. So the first question that I got a lot was, help, I saw your video and I got this floor. Can you tell me if it's bad like the one that you were in when you first moved into Bartlett? If you don't know the video I'm talking about, I'll just link it up here. Anyways, so when you get your room assigned, it'll say the floor number, your room number, and then the left or right side. So 01 means you're the first room. Your bed would probably be on the right side. And if you're 02, you're on the furthest side, depending on which side of the hallway you're on, which means your bed would probably be on the left. So if you are on 10th floor and your room's 268 and you're the second room, so the furthest, it would be 10 and then 268 and then 02. All of the windows have very good views except for the one that I had, which was 6th floor Bartlett. It's the only window that is facing the roof that closely. Like if you stand outside of the Bartlett building, it's literally the only window. And then my old roommate, who thankfully took my room because her room view was even worse. So don't stress about your view, especially if you're coming term 2, because I've noticed a lot of term 2 folks are on the higher floors. Like I'm talking 14 and up. So you guys are gonna be great. You'll have really good views. I can confirm that. I'm on 13 and my view is beautiful. I can't imagine what 19 would look like. Okay, so more about the dorm rooms. It's pretty nice because you share the washroom. Your washroom locks from the inside of the bathroom. It's a push lock. So if your roommate accidentally locks you out of the washroom and they're not around to unlock it for you, you just stick a quarter or a knife in and pops open. You have a lot of privacy. Your roommate can hear quite a bit, so just be conscientious about your roommate. Don't slam drawers really loudly. Try not to blast music, especially your bathroom door. If you keep it open, you can hear everything. So just try to be like memorable to keep your bathroom door closed. As far as your room goes, you are allowed to move around your stuff. So originally when I got here, my bed was on the side that my roommate's bed is on. So we were literally just separated by a drywall. And I don't know, I just felt like a little weird about that because like that's a thin wall. I feel like a lot of people would get that. Even if you're just like getting into bed, you could hear them like slamming against the wall. So I moved my bed over to this side and it's concrete, so I can't hear the girl next to me. You get 2 drawers. They come separately under your bed. You can move them around, you can move your desk. There is a light above your desk that you can turn on by swiping your hand across, which is really handy. It comes with a whiteboard and a kind of bulletin board. And you can remove the bulletin board if you want, just as long as you put everything back the way that it was when you move out. You're allowed to put stuff up on your walls. My one friend even drilled, I think, just as long as you fill in the holes after with some spackle and maybe paint over with just some blank white paint. I use just push pins and tape just because I don't have a drill and I just don't feel like doing all of that. Shower caddy, like one that hangs on the shower head, super helpful as well because the bathroom shelves are pretty small. Like I think it can only fit 1 shampoo bottle. So getting one of those big things that like hang over the shower head, and then you and your roommate can work out how you want to split it up. Shower mat for when you get out of the shower is really good to purchase. Hand soap, toilet paper, the rooms do not supply it. Make sure that you clean your bathroom up. Plants are also great too if you get sunlight in your room. They really like liven up the place, and just kind of get creative with it. Yeah, I really recommend getting a mini vac because you can rent the vacuums in the front lobby. It's free, but you have a limit of 30 minutes, which is kind of a pain just because like if you want to like keep the vacuum in your room, you know, you could get charged if you don't bring it back in time. A little bit of like dorm etiquette, like replace the toilet paper rolls, empty the garbages in the bathroom when you notice they're full. You know, just be kind. Don't use your roommate's stuff. Like, you can't smoke in the dorm rooms. People do it. Don't be that person. Just go on a walk outside. It stinks up the whole hallway and everyone's just a little peeved off at you. Either share or go outside. Drinking, you're allowed to have alcohol and weed in your room. If the RAs were to come in your room and see alcohol, no big deal. You get a locked drawer anyways, but all of my friends just put it like at the front. We get a bookshelf and a lot of them just kind of like have giant pink Whitneys out, and you can't get in trouble for that. As long as you don't have open alcohol outside of your room, you are fine. We were allowed to drink in the lounges, but with COVID, you're no longer allowed to because when you're drunk, you don't really want to wear a mask. Oh, damages. If anyone in your hallway does any damages, you do not get charged. I was really worried when I moved to Bartlett because the people smashed the ceiling tiles outside of my bedroom door. I was really worried I'd get charged because that's how things work in a few Ontario schools, like the one my brother went to. That's not how it is here, thank God. So don't worry if there's any damages outside your room and you were not a part of it. Don't fret, it'll get fixed. But if you know who did it, I recommend talking to them because that shit is not cute. I will quickly just say that as far as COVID guidelines go, right now you're only allowed one other guest in your room. You can get strikes, so be cautious about that. Don't have any dorm parties. Even if you have 3 other people in your room or 2 other people in your room, you can get a strike. So just don't be, you know, stupid, and keep that in mind that if you want to stay here, just listen to the rules. I mean, I know it's a pain in the ass, but as long as you're respectful, I'm sure the RAs will understand. Outside of your room, you have to wear a mask, walking in the hallways, going out to take your garbage to the recycling rooms, going to the lounges. You have to have your masks on at all times or you can get a strike, you can get written up. So keep that in mind when you're going to your laundry room, when you're going to the kitchen. The only time you can take it off is if you're eating. So if you're in the lounge and you have a snack, you have to put it right back on after you put the food in your mouth. In the kitchen, you're allowed to have the mask completely off while you're eating, but the second you're done eating, you have to put it back on. A little bit more about dorms. You have 3 lounges for every 3 floors. So it's like one giant lounge split into 3 floors. So starting on 3rd floor, that is your main first level, which is comfortable couches, TVs, and then a huge window. And then the 2nd level is your fridge. So if you want to keep anything in there before you get a fridge, you're welcome to. I just recommend putting your name on it, but there's no guarantee no one's gonna eat your stuff. Your 2 microwaves, the communal sink for you to do dishes is a lot deeper than the one you have in your bathroom. The top level, when you walk up from the kitchen, is just study area with tables, with COVID restrictions, unfortunately, and this is the big one that everyone was really annoyed by the most, even more than having less than 2 people in your room, was the fact that lounges close at 8 o'clock. Oh no! So that is kind of a pain, and I hope that they are able to change it. And not only are they closed at 8, but now the lounges have limits. So I think it's only 9 people that are allowed to be in the rooms at a time because of COVID restrictions. Understandably, their whole mindset is like just to limit groups. I understand it, but it does kind of suck. So keep that in mind when you're coming here. So I can talk a little bit about the process of moving in. Moving in is a pretty smooth process. You get the day that you're gonna move in, and you have, I believe it's like a 4 or 5 hour gap. So you have like the 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. move-ins, and then like the 2 to 7 move-ins. You just come in whatever time, you basically give them your name, they give you a swag bag, and you go to your room. And it's pretty easy because everything is labeled on the doors, and hopefully you guys will also get the names printed out on your doors, which makes that a lot easier. If you want to switch your room, it's free if you can get someone else to switch with you. and if you Google how to do it, you basically just need their email and it's like a quick switch. But if you want to switch your room and you can't get someone else to confirm with you unless you have a good reason, like my reasoning when I moved from Bartlett to Braeburn, you do have to pay, I think it's a $50 fee, or if you have a good reason, I'm sure that they would understand and move you if there's any open spots. So Bartlett and Braeburn both have their own laundry rooms. Go to the front desk and you get a laundry card for $6, and then you go to the Bartlett building, I don't know what you'd call it, vending machine room. It's literally just across the long bridge that goes over the kitchen in Bartlett. So if you're in Braeburn, you basically just go on the second floor and keep walking straight into Bartlett and walk, and it's the first left right before the front desk. And in there you will find a laundry card machine, and you need cash to put onto your card. So make sure that you always have like a 20 on you so you can reload your card, because it's about $1.25 for every wash and every dry. Also, don't leave your laundry detergent in the room because it will get stolen. Like, people will use it. As far as like your clothes go, now everyone's pretty respectful, but I mean, when the majority of people come, you might get people who don't really want to wait for you and take your clothes out and just throw them on the ground. So make sure that you set like a timer on your phone and you come and pick it up. I feel like that's a pretty good tip, and also I feel like most people would know to do that. But if you don't, hopefully that one sticks with you. Oh my god, I should talk about mail. So if you want mail sent to your dorm, you basically just write our address, or you can Google Orchard Commons address. You don't even need your room name. As long as your first and last name are there, it'll get to you. Once you get the email from UBC that it's arrived, and you just go to the front and tell them you have a package. It's a pretty easy process, so don't stress about that. I'll move into kitchen. So in Orchard Commons, we have open kitchen, and that's our cafeteria. We have different kitchen sections, I guess you could call them. We have like square kitchen, flex, grill, vegetarian, sandwich bar, burrito bar, salad bar, and then grab and go, which is your like little fridge with all the Coca-Cola drinks and like sandwiches and sushi. So everything has a different menu weekly. You can just literally look up UBC open kitchen menu. I do that just because I don't really like holding up the line and like reading everything there. So that's like a good little thing that you can do. And also be cautious with spending money, because your meal plan and your flex dollars do go by pretty fast. So just keep updating yourself on the student login account. You basically just have to go to food plan and then in Vancouver, and your totals will come up. So you can kind of keep track of how much money you have left, because there's nothing worse than realizing that you've been spending all this money and suddenly you have to reload more money into your account. As far as the kitchen goes with COVID, so you have to wear your mask. So originally you could just walk up to the kitchen and they had the stickers to stand 6 feet apart, and it would be one consecutive line, and they would call like for whatever a section was open. They'd say vegetarians open, and then people who are going to vegetarian would raise their hand. Now, and this just started a few weeks ago, they have lines of every kitchen section, and then you line up in that line, and then they will call you like one for grill, and then you walk in. Make sure that you bring your carabiner with you, because then you can get a green to go, and that gives you 20 cents on your meal. So you can collect that and make like money back on your meal plan. 20 cents racks up pretty fast for 3 meals a day. Make sure you always have your student card on you, because that's how you pay and that's how you get into the kitchen. Without it, you can't get into the kitchen and you can't pay. That's the card with your photo, as well as your swipe card, because like you can't get into the buildings without it. Except Bartlett, you can scan your student card, but for the most part it's the swipe cards. What else? Sitting in the kitchen is pretty much how you'd expect it. You've got 6 to a seat and then plexiglass, and the tables next to each other have all been shifted down 6 feet. And when you get out of your seat to put your tray back and put all of your dishes away and throw out your garbage, which make sure that you recycle, you have to wear your mask. So that's pretty much the kitchen. It's a pretty good like system that they've got. Once you kind of like get the hang of the kitchen, it's a little less stressful, but like your first few weeks, honestly, it is pretty intense, because some of the employees are really like chop. So that's why I recommend checking online, because you just don't want to be that person that has to hold up the line for everyone else. That's pretty much most of the questions that I got was regarding kitchen, move-in, dorms, lots of questions about the views, because that was my biggest thing in my last video about moving in. But really, I wouldn't stress. You're gonna have a great view. Like Braeburn and Bartlett both have amazing views. They were built in 2016, so they're pretty modern, and it's rare that you're gonna get a bad view. And like I said, UBC is really great about understanding a student situation, and if you're really unhappy with the view that you have, don't forget that you're paying to be here. You know, like, you're putting a lot of money in, and you really do have the power in the situation. So as long as you're calm and not rude, because it's not their fault, it's just like a raffle system of who gets what room, I think that they'll understand. So just be understanding, and I'm sure that they will too. It is really nice to be in the same building as your friends. I know that a lot of people say, oh, well, it's just like the building over. For me, my boyfriend's in this building, and when I was in Bartlett, it was a pain to have to walk across. I know it's not that far, and it's definitely closer than like how far apart we lived back home, but it's so much nicer just to take an elevator and go down if I want to go. And it's kind of scary if you're like walking across to Bartlett at night when you're like a girl in her pajama shorts. So if you do want to be like in the same building as a friend and someone tells you that like it's fine, just be in a different building, I do recommend trying your best to switch, because chances are you're probably not going to see them as often. And if you're usually the one to make friends a bit easier, they're going to feel left out, because the friend group that you make most likely is going to be in the same building as you. It's going to kind of like become the Braeburn group or the Bartlett group. And if you have a friend who's already here and you're like, oh, I really hope I get the same building as you, stick with that and maybe see if you can switch over to a different building, because there's going to be people in that situation too. I'll talk a little bit about meeting friends during COVID, because it is different. Do not be afraid to say hi. Everyone is so sweet. I mean, I am a mostly introverted art student, and I have made so many great friends. Even little ones of me running into someone at the salad bar. Shout out to Jackson. And everyone understands that we're all in the same kind of awkward situation where we don't really, like, we're not really getting the same experience that everyone else would get, but at least we're here. And I think everyone just kind of wants to like be able to have a nice conversation with someone. So I really encourage you to try your best to say hi when someone gets on the elevator, or if there's a group of girls and you like their outfit, just compliment it. I mean, it just really like is a good way to start a conversation with someone. And most of the time they will exchange their Snapchat or their Instagram with you, and boom, you have someone that you can hang out with. You meet some really great people. And hey, if your first friend group doesn't work out and you start realizing that maybe they're not the people that you want to hang around, just distance yourself. It's not a big deal. So like, if you realize that the people that you thought that like were gonna be your end-all be-alls are actually stressing you out, don't feel forced to stay in that group. It's not high school anymore, and they'll understand. Like, sometimes you just don't click with people. And don't worry, there's also like hundreds of people who are sitting in your room crying because they miss their parents. I was one of them. Trust me, it's gonna be completely okay. So as long as you're not going crazy and making a huge bubble, because we still have to be really cautious about the pandemic, it's just nice to be able to like get that main group that you want to hang out with, because it's hard, especially if you're moving far from home. It's a hard adjustment, and it's good to have people that will help you out through it. So I recommend just saying hi to people. Even me, if you run into me and you like are like, hey, oh my god, I watched her YouTube video, just say hi. If you want to say hi to me, I would love to have like a coffee with you outside. Try to make it your #1 priority to make sure that you're happy and having a good time, because there's so much to do even with COVID. Even if you just want to like hop on a bus to Kits and get coffee and then come right back, you just like get out and like get around and try new things. I've always wanted to live in Vancouver, so I went to Salt Spring, I went to Grouse, you know what I mean? I'm going to Whistler. So just do what you can, make the most of it. It's a beautiful province and country. If you've never been to Canada, it's just like the best time. So I do really recommend not just spending all your time on campus, because there's a lot to do, but like be cautious. I'm not encouraging anyone to go do huge touristy things, because like there's still a pandemic, and that's I'm trying to make that very clear throughout this video. I have a fucking eyelash in my eye. Oh my god, I have eyelash. I think that that's pretty much the majority of the things that I wanted to kind of get off my chest and talk about. I definitely think that as much advice as I can give you, personal experience is like the main way that you're going to be able to learn your way around and learn the ropes, as you will. But hopefully you can get something out of this video, because the last thing I would want is for a bunch of people to come here kind of stranded. And I know with the situation, a lot of people can't even bring their family. That sucks. Like, it's a really important experience that some of you guys might not be able to experience. Hopefully this video kind of just calms a bit of your stresses and allows you to kind of just breathe right before you move in. Because yes, it's scary, but don't forget there's 599 other people that are in the exact same boat as you, and another 500 people that were in the exact same boat as you. You know what I mean? And you'll pick up as you go on. Like, I am no professional. I am still a first year. Like, I just got a rug and that was a big thing. That's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment them or reach out to me on my Instagram. I hope you guys found this video the least bit interesting or informative. Like the video, subscribe if you want more content. I don't really do sit down videos like this, but there's probably a lot of people who are like, what the fuck does going to university during a pandemic looks like? That's gonna be me in literally a month and I'm scared. I got you. If you like vlogs and stuff, feel free to check out the rest of stuff on my channel. I am hoping to do a vlog of me going to Whistler this following week, so that should be coming up soon. I will see you guys later, and thank you so much for your time. See ya! I never talk to the camera sitting down. This is a little weird.